Tobiloba Adeyemi was a Nigerian who was sent to Phoenix, Arizona to complete his studies. According to his parents, he was cursed. Sending him to Phoenix was the best option to keep him away from them. Toby had this special ability to foretell future occurrences, but it was always negative, but it always come to pass. Before Toby left his parents, his mother warned him strictly not to let anyone know of his ability, not even his Uncle Deo. While Toby was in a commercial bus, he had this feeling that something was going to happen. He struggled to control his vision, but the feeling he was having was too strong that he stepped out of the bus even before getting to his destination. He took a taxi instead. "You're black." The driver tried to start a conversation with Toby, but Toby was in no mood for it. Few minutes after he drove, they met an accident scene. Two buses had collided and were burning in flames. Toby was in one of them before he stepped out. Toby sighed because he knew he would have been a victim if he hadn't come out. They reached his destination and he came out. He found the house and was moving to it when he had a sudden vision that he couldn't control. It was the sound of a car honking that brought him to reality. He breathed heavily as he moved to the house. He knocked, and shortly after, a woman opens the door. He was taken aback in shock when he saw the same woman he saw in his vision few minutes ago. She had died in his vision in a hotel room. "Who are you?" she asked. Immediately, she opened the door. Toby was going to introduce himself when it quickly dawned on her that Toby was her husband's nephew _ the person she was expecting. She let him in and was trying to make him feel at home. Toby loved the house, the interior, and everything was right in place. After Mrs. Deo showed him to his room, she requested to serve him lunch, but he disagreed. "I'm filled, Ma. Thank you," he had said politely. Mrs. Deo told him to call on her if he needed anything, and he nodded before she left. At dinner, Uncle Deo, his wife, and Toby sat eating silently. Toby had met and chatted briefly with his uncle before dinner. "Hope you're enjoying the food?" Mrs. Deo asked Toby, who gave a positive reply, as he was actually enjoying the Nigerian dish prepared by his uncle's wife. He wondered how a white woman could prepare a Nigerian meal so well. It was at that moment that his uncle broke into his thought, telling him that his wife had learned how to prepare Nigerian dishes even before he married her. It was during this conversation that Mrs. Deo opened up about her interview, which was going to take place in a hotel room. Toby shivered when he heard this _ this was exactly the place she died in his vision, a hotel. Toby thought of what to do to stop his uncle's wife from leaving. He didn't want her to die because she seemed so nice to him. The next day, Mrs. Deo was prepared to leave for the interview. She got into her car and was trying to start it, but it wasn't working. She was frustrated and she went back into the house. Toby was happy because his plan worked. He actually cut a cable underneath the car that rendered it faulty. His countenance changed when he saw her coming out of the house again. This time, she hopped into her husband's car and zoomed off. Toby was sad because his plan didn't work as planned. Even at that, he was still determined to save her. He ran after the car and eventually got into a commercial bus. After a while, he stepped out and quickly hid beside a tree. He was curious when his uncle's wife parked the car outside a duplex and walked in. Toby wondered why she was in a duplex instead of a hotel like she said. Could she be hiding something from her husband? Toby asked himself as he walked homeward. He knew nothing was going to happen to his aunt because she was in a duplex, not a hotel. In his vision, she had died in a hotel, and he was quite sure that his vision doesn't lie. While he was walking, he had another vision, but this time it was painful. A lady who had noticed this moved to him and brought him back to reality. Toby told the woman to go to pick her child in the hospital, as that was what he saw in his vision. The hospital's going to burn, he had told her before leaving, but the lady was confused as she was finding it hard to believe a Negro. When Toby got home, he met with his uncle, who was watching TV. His uncle screamed when he saw a live video of a hospital burning, and Toby sensed that it was the same hospital he has seen in his vision. He walked into his room, still thinking of his uncle's wife. The next day, Toby had resumed high school. He was welcomed by the principal, who later handed him over to the art teacher, Miss Fiona. Miss Fiona was taking Toby to his classroom when Toby had a vision, but this time it was blur and he didn't see anything. When he regained himself, Miss Fiona talked about his blurred vision and made it clear to him that his vision doesn't work on her. Toby was confused as he didn't understand how Miss Fiona got to know of his ability. He followed her out of curiosity.